What's up, everybody? It's Hood Learning, aka Dub Did It, coming at you guys with another show. And today's show, I'm gonna go ahead and teach you something that I hope you never have the unfortunate luck to experience yourself. And what's today's subject? Well, it's a subject that's very near and dear to me, and that is heroin. Okay, alright. Now, I'm sure you guys are familiar with what heroin is, or you at least heard of it, or you know somebody that's on it or used to be on it. And, heroin comes from a poppy plant, usually grown in Afghanistan and East Asia over there, and it's also processed and produced in Mexico. What they do is they get that little plant and they milk it. Somebody takes it somewhere and they cook it, or they do something to it. I don't know the exact process. I had a buddy of mine explain it to me one time, but it's more complicated than I care to go into. Anyways, after it's manufactured or whatever, it's sent off all over the world through boats and trains, across the border, over the border, under the border, you name it, it gets here regardless. All right, and once it makes it over the border, well, obviously it has to be distributed. So it goes through the big drug dealers, to the medium drug dealers, to the little drug dealers, and to the average Joe or Jane that's using it. Okay, and the way it's done, well, first of all, let me back up here. There's two types that are common down here. I mean, really, it's the same thing, but they come in two different forms. First, you got your street ready, and street ready is lactose and black tar mixed up, grinded up, and turned into a powdery substance. Some people favor this particular type of dope so they can snort it. Some people think that snorting it makes you less of an addict, but that's the wrong way of thinking, because if you're doing heroin, you're doing heroin. Regardless, if you're snorting it, honestly, you're just wasting money. You're still getting addicted like you would shooting it up. Now, I'm not saying that shooting it up's any better. I mean, it is technically worse. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, it's a lot worse to shoot it up. All right. I wasn't gonna go into all this, but hell, I mean, what would I be if I would talk about all the boring stuff and not go into the good stuff? Kind of teachers that. When you shoot it up, sorry guys. Okay, when you shoot it up, what happens is, instead of waiting for the drug to go into your nose and absorb through the mucous membranes and all that, it instantly hits you. All right, it instantly converts into morphine once it hits the blood-brain barrier, and you get an intense high since you're getting it all at once, and it feels awesome. Like I mentioned earlier, you're not wasting any doing this way, so you're getting more drugs than you would snorting it, for the same amount of money, and this also increases your tolerance. Okay, what this also means is that the drug wears off quicker. Okay, so when it wears off quicker, it leaves a bigger gap to fill. Okay, so you want to do more often than you would snorting it. So obviously, the more and more you do, the more and more your tolerance goes up, and the deeper you find yourself in hell. Personally, my addiction wasn't too bad when I was snorting, and I mean, it was still bad. And the level of sick that I'd get snorting it compared to shooting it was nothing. When you're shooting dope and you get sick, you get sick. It's I mean, I can't even explain it. It's not like the flu, despite what some people try to describe it. It's nothing like the flu. I mean, the first thing that hits you is sweats, which isn't too bad, but it's kind of a warning sign for seasoned addicts, to let them know, hey, you know what, you better get on the ball and get the next fix. Because after the sweats kick in, you start producing a lot of saliva. Your nose starts running, your eyes start watering, and it's an ugly feeling. I mean, it doesn't sound too bad right now. So where are we at? We're at sweats and an overproduction of saliva. But the next symptom kicks in, and that's nausea. Now keep in mind your mouth is producing a lot of extra spit, and you're nauseated, but you're having to swallow more than usual, and the taste of your own spit starts to get to you. All right, so you're holding back this throw up, and let's say you pass a garbage can, you're gonna puke, and chances are you haven't eaten nothing. If you're a dope fiend, you spend all your money on drugs, so you're gonna be dry heaving, or maybe even, if you're lucky, throwing up bile. Ugly, nasty stomach acid and bile. And it's going to taste gross, and the taste is going to make you throw up more. And it's pretty much going to be non-stop vomiting until you get your next fix. All right. Well, I'm lying. I mean, it will stop after a while for a little bit. But then after that happens, about an hour or two later, you get the restless legs. Now that sounds innocent enough, but what restless legs are, I mean, I don't know the scientific mechanism behind it, but the way it feels is like you constantly need to stretch your legs. Your bones inside your legs feel like they're being stretched from the inside. It feels like the very fibers that make up the bones in your legs are being pulled, and it hurts. And the only relief you get is when you stretch your legs. Now, you can't constantly keep your legs stretched out, so you try getting up and you're walking around and sweating and throwing up, and now you got diarrhea. Some people get diarrhea, and you're shitting on yourself and trying to lay down, and your legs just keep hurting. You can't get comfortable, and you're a wreck. All right. Now that pain in your legs starts to travel up into your spine. All right, and to me, that's the worst part. Your back starts hurting the same way your legs do, spreads to your fingers and every inch of your body, and you just want to stretch your whole body like you want to explode. It's such an ugly, unrelenting, aching pain. All right, now keep in mind this is all within the first 12 to 24 hours. All right. Now, when you try to sleep, that's not going to happen. Now, you might, maybe if you're lucky, get 30, 45 minutes of sleep. And then you're going to wake up. And to me, this is one of the things that I hated. I'd wake up thinking, okay, I got to do my fix. And then I realize, oh, shit, I don't have a fix. And then everything kicks in again. And time is going so slow. Gravity is dragging. You want to hurt yourself. It's so maddening. And I mean, that's just that's the physical portion. Now you get the anxiety. You get this anxious feeling, like you don't want to stay still. And it's not because of the pain. Like you're just going crazy. Your body's going crazy, and you just got to get out of wherever you're at. But you can't because you're so weak and there's so much pain. But you might force yourself to get up and start walking. You might get halfway down the street. Your legs feel like they got cement blocks tied to them. And you start to get tired and you look back and you're like, damn, I can't make it. And I can't make it all the way back home. So you either just lay down right there. That's why you see drug addicts just lay down in the street sometimes. Not because they're high. They're goddamn sick. And they don't want to go back the direction they came from. All right, and this just pretty much gets worse for the next 3 or 4 days. Now I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but as I mentioned, time goes so slow, and people think it's a willpower issue. People think you're weak if you can't quit. But I mean, God, it's not just your body working against you. It's your mind working against you also. And the thing that sucks is there's nothing in your medicine cabinet that's going to alleviate them symptoms unless it's an opiate, like Lortab or something. And all that's going to do is, give you about 30, 45 minutes of relief. And you're going to be right back in the same boat. It sucks. And this is why people go to the extremes that they go to get the dope. You understand what I'm saying? This is why they're out robbing banks. This is why they're out robbing people. This is why they're breaking into houses. I mean, the withdrawals are so unbearable. I mean, it's oh God, I don't miss it. And to be honest, after maybe the first year or so, you're not getting high anymore. You're not getting high. You're looking forward to feeling normal. You do that first shot and you think you're getting a good, nice rush. You think you're getting this high, but no, you're getting relief. And I mean, really, it's hard for anybody to stay completely clean forever. There's people that do it, but goddamn, I mean, they're far and in between. I'll tell you that. So some might ask, well, what hope is there? And there isn't much. I'll tell you that. I mean, there's two options. Okay. And one of them's easier than the other, but I got its drawbacks. The first option, you can go to rehab. All right, you go there for 5 to 7 days, maybe a week. Get all that stuff out of your system. They give you some medications, but to be honest, they really don't do much. They at least make sure you're fed. Got a doctor monitoring you and all that. But I always say that, as bad as it sounds, getting clean is the easiest part, because you have your entire life to slip up for you and end up right back where you're at. That's the hard part, staying clean. And there's also the second option, which is medication-assisted therapy, like methadone or Suboxone. And these medications are basically substitutes for the illegal drug, except, you take them once a day, and it takes the criminal street element out of it. Again, you are monitored by a doctor. And it does allow you to live, for the most part, a normal life. I mean, it does have its drawbacks, other than having to go every day to the clinics. And a lot of people gain weight. A lot of people lose their sex drive. It's not always free. Some places it's free, others it isn't. It can cost up to $70 a week. But, I mean, that's a lot cheaper than spending, $700 a week. But I say whatever a person does to get off the drugs, say more power to them. This video wasn't supposed to go this route. Maybe on the next video, I'll go ahead and I'll stick to the script that I had. I'll discuss what it feels like and, stuff like that. But for now, I want to thank you guys, whoever you are, wherever you're at, for tuning in. Like, subscribe, all that. And like I said, we're almost up to monetization, and I look forward to it.